In this video I'm going to look at Kingspan Group and why I'm selling my small shareholding. You'll see there I've got 50 shares. They're currently worth €4,399. But these shares were bought for €40.88, and as I say today they're currently 87.98. So we're looking at an increase or a profit of return of over 115% capital appreciation. So I have an unrealized profit of 2355. So if you actually multiply the 50 shares by my break-even price of 40.88, you'll find that it cost me around $2,000 or thereabouts, and they're currently worth 4,700 or thereabouts, 4,399 as you can see for the 50 shares. So I'm going to replace these shares with other shares which I feel are better value. And the reason I don't think these are good value now and why it might be a good time to sell is because the price earnings ratio has got out of kilter. It's gone too high. If we check the ratios here, and if we scroll down here and take a look at the price earnings ratio, it's at 34. And 34 is too high for an industrial company like this. If they were a growth company, for example, some sort of a startup, for example Stripe, if they were launched on the stock market, or the likes of Snapchat or Twitter or somebody like that, a growth company showing no earnings and no profits, as it were, for a long period of time, but there'd be a growth play, then you might stomach a price earnings ratio of 34 or a lot more. But in an established mature industrial like Kingspan involved in the building game, 34 is a bit high. And if I go over then to Davy Select, my Davy Select account, and have a look at the research on Kingspan, you'll see here that they view this crowd, Morningstar, say that the price rate or the Kingspan Group price essentially is overvalued at a 9% premium. So I'm going to sell those shares and take the few bob. And to do that, I'm going to go here, and they're currently 87, so it's a day order, and I'm going to sell them for 87.50, we'll say. And I'm going to sell all 50 shares. So that's what I'm going to do now. And I'm going to confirm the order, and that's that. So I will be taking a small profit, or a good profit rather, over $2,000. Basically, whatever I invested, it's actually doubled, because we'll go back here to the overview again. So the shares have a break-even price for me of 40.88. I bought 50 of them, so 50 at 40.88 is 50 by 40.88, 2,044. So they cost me €2,044, and today they're worth 4,399, which is a return of over 115%. So you'll see up there 4,399. That gives me a profit of 2,355, an unrealized profit of 2,355. That's the figure you see there. But the reason, as I say, I'm selling these is because I think I can get better value. And if you head over here to the Davy Select platform and just so here's the Lloyds Banking Group. Lloyds Bank obviously is a very well established, long established bank, founded in, I don't know, the 19th century in London. But if you go down here, and you'll see here actually they're at a 21% discount, and I've a holding in them. But if you look at the price earnings ratio, 7.28. So you compare that with 34 for Cement Road, for Kingspan. That's why I am getting out of Kingspan and would be looking at something like this. Again, look at the price earnings here. So it was 40 in 2015, 29, 26, 11, 11, 91, 7. So at the moment it's 7 or 8 is the price earnings ratio to invest in a bank like Lloyds. So I'm getting out of Kingspan, where the price earnings ratio is 34. It's too high, and I'm getting into Lloyds, where the price earnings ratio is, the consensus forward price earnings ratio is 7.86. To put it in context, that means that for every €1 of earnings from Lloyds Bank is going to cost you €8. So €1 earnings per share is going to cost you €8. Whereas with Kingspan, €1 of earnings is going to cost you €35 per share. So even on that very, very basic metric, Lloyds Bank would appear to be far better value than Kingspan at the moment. That's not to say that I'm going to invest in Lloyds Bank. What I am going to do is weigh up very, very carefully what I can buy. But what I do believe is that Kingspan is currently a little bit overvalued, and they've done well for me. They've doubled in value for me. I've returned a profit of a gain of over 115%, and have the dividend earnings in the meantime as well. So I'm happy enough to take my profit, move on, and buy something else. And as I say, what I'm after is the unrealised profit of 2355 and the share disposal, which should bring in something like 4399. And I'm going to spend it then on something which I think is better value, which might be the likes of Lloyds, or it could be something else. There's plenty of them out there. But the price-earnings ratio is an important ratio to understand, because it does give you a fair idea of the value of a share and the price of the share, as opposed to, or as a percentage of the earnings per share. And that's an important metric when you're going to decide what to invest your money in, your hard-earned money. Hope you find this video useful. If you do, I'd appreciate if you gave it the thumbs up down below. Thanks a lot.